Hello dear students, good morning everybody. So last class we studied about hybridization and here we have discussed the hybridization by the involvement of s and p orbitals. But now we are going to discuss the hybridization, the involvement of s, p and d orbitals. So hybridization by the involvement of s, p and d orbitals of the valency shell. Okay, so first come to sp3d hybridization. In sp3d hybridization, as the name suggests, here 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital and 1 d orbital. 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital and 1 d orbital of an atom. The valence shell orbitals of an atom get intermixed and give rise to 5 equivalent hybrid orbitals, that is sp3d hybrid orbitals. So these 5 sp3d hybrid orbitals, so they have arranged themselves in such a way so that they have trigonal bipyramidal structure. So here 3 hybrid orbitals directed towards the corner of an equilateral triangle, while two orbitals that remain perpendicular to the plane of triangle. So in this way, if we join all these, then it gives a trigonal bipyramid shape. Okay, so here 1 s orbital and p orbital and 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals, px, py, pz, 3 p orbitals, that is px, py and pz. All these orbitals overlap. So this is along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, all these intermix, and among the orbitals, actually the dz square orbital. You know the dz square orbital has this type of shape. So this is your dz square orbital and this is px, py and pz, and this is s orbital. All these orbitals intermix and they give rise to, in this way, 5 orbitals and they oriented like this. So among them 3 orbitals remain at the corner of, these are pointed, these are directed towards the corner of an equilateral triangle. So in this way they remain at the corner of equilateral triangle. Okay, and another 2 orbitals that remain above the plane and another remain here below the plane. Okay, so in this way the equilateral, the orbitals which remain in equilateral, that is in the plane, that are called equilateral hybrid orbitals, and these are called axial hybrid orbitals. So these axial orbitals with this equilateral orbital, it made an angle of 90 degree, whereas the equilateral orbitals they make, so between this to this, or between this to this, or between this to this, that make an angle of 120 degree. Okay, so in these 2 different arrangements are there. 3 remain in the equilateral triangles, just like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and another remain above it, another remain below it. So making an angle of 120 degree and 90 degree with each other. Okay, so note down this. Next come to some example. Okay, so phosphorus atom, when it forms PCl5 or PF5, phosphorus pentachloride, generally the phosphorus atom undergo this type of hybridization. Okay, so example, formation of PCl5. Formation of PCl5. So phosphorus has electronic configuration 1s2. So atomic number 15. Electron 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p3. It has d orbital, but that is vacant. So ground state, in ground state, the configuration is, so just I am writing here only the valence shell. This is 3s and this is 3p and this is 3d. Okay, so this is 3p, 3s, 3p and 3d. So 3p3, 3 electrons, and in 3d no electrons are present in this d orbitals, the 5 orbitals. So what happens in excited state, one electron from this s orbital is promoted to this 3d orbital. At the excited state, one electron from this s orbital is promoted to this 3d orbital, 3d z orbital. So in this way, the electronic configuration now becomes like this. It has now 5 orbitals which contain single electron or unpaired electron. Okay. So now, when it forms PCl5, and chlorine has also one unpaired electron in its 3pz. Now, so it undergone sp3 and d hybridization. So this is sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization. And so as it forms sp3d hybridization, after that all the hybrid orbitals have equivalent shape and energy. So as they have equivalent shape and energy, all the hybrid orbitals have equivalent shape and equivalent energy. So as they have equivalent shape and energy, now and all orbitals contain 1 electrons each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is shared by chlorine. These are shared by chlorine, 1 electron. So here chlorine electron, and here also 1 chlorine. Here falls to 1, and here for also 1 for chlorine. In this way, this is PCl5 molecule. So it undergoes sp3d hybridization. Okay. So now suppose the molecular structure is like this. This is trigonal shape. One remain above, one remain below. All contain 1 single electrons, and the p orbitals now overlap with them to form this type of at the center phosphorus atom is there, and chlorine atoms are remain like this. So in this way it forms equilateral triangle, and 1 remain above and 1 remain below. So if we join all these points, then it gives you a trigonal bipyramidal shape like this. Okay, so first this is the triangular shape. First this is triangular shape. So this is the structure, or simply P, Cl, 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 and Cl. Okay, so in this way the arrangement of takes place. Okay, so now note down this. So next, this is the formation of PCl5. So in PCl5, the phosphorus has electronic configuration. In ground state, it has configuration. In excited, it has configuration. Okay. So sp3d hybridization, formation of PCl5, phosphorus in ground state, excited state. So 1 3s, 3 3p and 1 3d orbitals intermix to give 5 sp3d hybrid orbitals. 3 are pointed towards the corner of an equilateral triangle. So this is pointed towards the corner of equilateral triangle. If we join these 3, it gives the equilateral triangle, and another 2 remain, one above the plane and one below the plane, and all contain a single electron. In this it is chlorine atom, which has also the orbital of chlorine atom, which has also the onset pair electron, that is the single electron that overlap with it. In this way, it forms PCl5. So here, the bond angle between these equilateral hybrid orbitals is 120 degree, and the axial and equilateral, that is equal to 90 degree. So here the angle is 90 degree between them. The angle is 90 degree, and the angle between any two, these two or these two or these two, the equilateral is remain, that is equal to 120 degree. Okay. Next come to another type of hybridization, that is sp3d2 hybridization. So as the name suggestion, here 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals and 1 d orbital and 2 d orbitals. So generally in 2 d orbitals, dx square minus y square and dz square involved in this type of hybridization. So these orbitals intermix to give 6 hybrid orbitals have equivalent shape and energy. And all these 6 orbitals arrange themselves in such a way so that they have a regular octahedral structure. So all these hybrid orbitals pointed towards the corner of a regular octahedron. That means 4 of them remain, 4 of them makes a square, and another 2 remain above the plane and below the plane. So 4 of them form a square that are pointed towards the corner of a square, and 1 remain above the plane and another remain below the plane. So in this way, if we arrange all, if we join all these points, all these apexes of all, then it gives a regular octahedral structure. And here the bond angle in every 2 orbitals is 90 degree, whether that is present in equatorial or that is equatorial plane, or that is present in axial manner. Okay, so 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals, px, py and pz, plus d orbital and dz square orbital, that is which remain like this, dz square, and another which remain along the axis, that is dx square minus y square orbitals. These are the axes, not the lines, okay, drawn here. To represent the axis, that I have given like this. So this is d x square minus y square, and this is d z square, pz, py, px and s. All these 6 orbitals intermix and give rise to the 6 equivalent shape orbitals which have regular octahedral structure. So in this way, first they have structure like this. So first 4 are pointed towards the corner of a square. towards the corner. If we join, then it gives a corner of a square, and one remain above the plane and one remain below the plane. And if all the points are joined, all these are joined, then it gives them the shape of a octahedral. So here one square prism structure, above it one square prism structure, and below it also one square prism structure. In this shape is called octahedral shape. Okay, so just note down these points. Then here we are going to discuss some example. Example, formation of SFCs. Formation of sulfur hexafluoride. Okay, so sulfur has electronic configuration of sulfur, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p4. Next, in ground state, what is the configuration? So just I am writing the valency shell. So 3d is there, but that is vacant. So in ground state, 3s has 2 electron and 3p has 4 electron. This is 3s and 3p. 3p has 4 electron and 3d is vacant. So this 3d that will remain vacant. Okay. So in excited state, what happens? One electron from this S goes to excited to 3d orbital, and one electron from this P also excited to this 3d orbital. So when bond form in excited state, so this 3s, next this is 3p and this is 3d. So two electrons, one from S and one from P excited to this d orbital. In this state, there are 6 orbitals which contain single electron. Now here 1s, 3p and 2d undergo hybridization, that is sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. And so after this hybridization, all these hybrid orbitals are equivalent shape and all these sp3 hybrid orbitals are equivalent shape and all contain single electron. All these hybrid orbitals have so after this hybridization, all have single electron. So this is sp3d hybrid orbitals, and when fluorine is there, so fluorine overlap with them. So when fluorine has also electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2ph2, 2py2 and 2pz1. So this z1 orbital now overlap with it, forming so fluorine, 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 fluorine and fluorine. It overlap with it. So in this way, it forms, it overlap to form SFCs. This is configuration of SFCs. Okay, this is the formation of SFCs. So here in excited state, one S 3p. So that is the 3s. So write down 3s, 1 3s, 3 3p and 2 3d and 2 3d. Orbitals of sulfur intermix to give, so intermix to give 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. okay, containing single electron each. Containing single electron each. Okay, so four of them directed towards the corner of a square, one remain above the plane, other remain below the plane. So the fluorine atom, the unpaired orbital of fluorine atom overlap with 6 fluorine atom. The unpaired orbital of 6 fluorine atom overlap with 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbital of sulfur to form SF6. Okay, so just I am drawing the structure. So look here in excited state, the 3, 1 3s, 3p and 2 3d orbitals intermix to give 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals containing single electron each. 4 of them directed towards the corner of a square and remain above the plane corner of the square. So one remain above the plane and another remain, one remain above the plane and another remain below the plane. So in this way it has a regular square. So 4 of them pointed towards the corner of a square and one remain. This one remain above the plane and this one remain below the plane. All contain the single electron. And the fluorine has the unpaired orbital of 6 fluorine atom overlap with 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals of sulfur atom to form SF6. And here the bond angle in each case is 90 degree. Here this is 90 degree and here also this is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so this angle is 90 degree and this angle also that is 90 degree. So this is sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. Next come to another type of hybridization involving sp3 orbitals, that is sp3d3 hybridization. So in sp3d3 hybridization, as the name suggests, 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital and 3 d orbitals, the valency shell of an atom intermix with each other to give 7 sp3d hybrid orbitals. So among the 7 sp3d orbitals, all have the equivalent shape and energy, but here they have all these 7 sp3d orbitals directed towards the space. These are arranged in the space in such a manner so that they give a pentagonal bipyramidal structure. So sp3d that give rise to trigonal bipyramidal structure, sp3d2 that give rise to square bipyramidal octahedral structure, and sp3d3 give rise to pentagonal bipyramidal structure. So 5 of the orbitals directed towards the corner of a regular pentagon and 1 remain above the plane, 1 remain below the plane and 5 remain in this way, 5 remain in a plane that is directed towards the corner of a regular pentagon. In this way, the orbitals which remain in the pentagon shape that make an angle of 72 degree with each other, and the orbital which remain above the plane or below the plane that make angle of 90 degree with the equatorial or with the planar hybrid orbitals. So iodine atom, when it form heptafluoroiodine, when our iodine heptafluoride, when it formed iodine heptafluoride, generally the iodine atom undergo this type of hybridization. Okay, so just sp3 hybridization. Just I am giving writing the examples. Okay, so you note down these points. So note down the points. sp3d3 hybridization. So here 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital and 3 d orbitals. Among the d orbitals, here actually d xy, d yz and d zx. So these orbitals, that is the in between axis which remain, the equatorial orbitals. 3d orbitals of an atom get intermixed to give 7 sp3d3 hybrid orbitals. So these hybrid orbitals arrange themselves in such a manner so that it gives a pentagonal bipyramidal structure. 5 of them directed towards the corner of a regular pentagon. So in this way 5, so total 7. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them directed towards a regular pentagon structure. So 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. 5 of them, and one remain above the plane, another remain below the plane. Okay, so in this is 7 hybrid orbitals. Among them 5 remain in a plane, one remain above the plane, another remain below the plane. And if you arrange all these axis points, it gives you a pentagonal bipyramidal structure. And the bond angle between the equatorial angles that is 72 degree. So here the angle is 72 degree, and the angle between this and this, that is 90 degree. So this is the equatorial, this is the axial. Between axial equatorial angle is 90 degree, and between the equatorial orbitals the angle is 72 degree. Okay, so bond angle 72 degree and 90 degree respectively. So iodine atom generally in the formation of IF7 undergo this type of hybridization. So iodine has atomic number 53, electronic configuration krypton 36, 5 equals to 4d10, 5p5. Here also 5d is also there, but that is vacant, 5d0. So when we arrange the valence shell orbitals in ground state 5 plus 2 and 5p5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in excited state 1 electron from s orbital and 2 electrons from this each p orbital excited to this d. So in this way there are total 7 unpaired electrons, and these 7 unpaired electrons, 7 orbitals that get intermixed to give you sp3d3 hybrid orbitals. So this is your sp3d3 hybridization. And after that, the half-filled 2pz orbitals of 7 fluorine atom overlap with 7 half-filled sp3d3 orbitals of iodine to form IF7. So here the bond angle is 72 degree, and here the bond angle is 90 degree. So the equatorial angles are 72 degree, and the angle between the axial and equatorial plane is, that is 90 degree. So this is about simple idea about some hybridization. So note down these points. So this hybridization also helps to determine the shape of molecules, like valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. So that is depends on the arrangement of electron pairs, but this depends on the energy level of orbitals. So next thing, if any hybrid orbital, if it contain only the single electron and that is formed bond by the orbitals with single electron, then it has a regular shape. But if any in hybridization, if any orbital contain lone pair electrons as well as it contain some single electrons, and then when bond is formed only by the single electrons but the lone pair electrons remain as such, so in that case what happens? In that case the shape of molecule is distorted. So it has different structure from that of the regular structure or expected structure. For example, in case of methane, the carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. It has a regular tetrahedral structure. But in case of ammonia, the nitrogen atom is also sp3 hybridized. But here, nitrogen is surrounded by one lone pair of electron and three bond pair of electron. In this way, its structure is trigonal pyramidal instead of tetrahedral. Similarly, in water molecule, the oxygen atom is sp3 hybridized. So instead of regular tetrahedral structure, its shape is bend shape or angular shape. Similarly, if any atom undergo sp3d2 hybridization, it should have octahedral structure. But if there is presence of any lone pair of electron in any orbital, then its shape is distorted from that of the regular structure. For example, if we consider about xenon tetrafluoride XeF4, so it has so here the xenon atom undergo sp3d2 hybridization. If we consider about XeF4, it undergo xenon atom undergo sp3d2 hybridization. But it contains two lone pair electrons and four on-pair electrons, so which form bond pair with fluorine. So in this way, it has shape is square planar. Square planar. Similarly, in XeF2, its structure xenon atom undergo sp3d hybridization, but its shape is linear. Similarly, in XeF6, xenon atom undergo sp3d3 hybridization. Its structure should be trigonal bipyramidal, but its structure is distorted octahedral. Distorted octahedral. Similarly, in case of SF4, sulfur hexafluoride, in case of SF4, here the central atom undergo sp3d hybridization. Its structure should be trigonal bipyramidal, but it has a seesaw structure. Seesaw shape. So in this way, in any hybridization, if any orbital contain the lone pair of electrons, that is the unsaid pair of electrons, then it has different structure than that of the actual geometry. The expected geometry. What is the expected geometry? Its actual structure is different from that of the expected geometry. So here I am going to give you another formula to find out what is the state of hybridization of the central atom. And in this way you can easily identify what is the state of hybridization. First should be its expected structure and first should be its actual structure. Okay. It's H equal to half V plus M minus C plus A. So V total valence electron of central atom, M number of monovalent atom attached. C total positive charge on the species. a total negative charge on the species. So if H value equal to maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this hybridization is either SP, SP2, SP3, SP3D, SP3D2 and SP3D3. So in this way, so you put this formula, that is H equal half V plus M minus C plus A. V the valence electron of the central atom and M is the number of monovalent atom attached. C if any any charge present, and the total charge present you have to subtract it. And what is the total negative charge present? If any negative charge present, you have to add it. Then divide it by 2. If this value is found either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. If 2, the hybridization is SP. If 3, the hybridization is SP2. If 4, the hybridization is SP3. If 5, SP3D. 6, then SP3D2. Then 7, SP3D3. Let us look at example. Suppose what is the state of hybridization in ammonium ion? What is the state of hybridization of nitrogen atom in ammonium ion? Look here, in NH4 plus ion, nitrogen. So nitrogen has valence electron atomic number, nitrogen has 7. So 2, then 5, so valence electron is 5. So in this way H equal to nitrogen is the central atom, this is the surrounding atom, it has valence electron 5. And how many monovalent atoms attached? 4. And what is the charge? That is your cross charge 1, so you have to subtract it, minus 1 divided by 2. That is equal to 8 by 2, 4. So in this way the hybridization is sp3. And at the hybridization is sp3, it should have 4 bonds. So if you form 4 bonds, then it has a regular tetrahedral structure. But look at the case of ammonia. In case of ammonia, the hybridization of what is the hybridization of nitrogen. So your H equal to, your this H stands for hybridization. Okay, so H, only H. H stands for hybridization. Okay, so here this H for hydrogen, but this H for hybridization. Okay, remember this. So here hydrogen, the valence electron of nitrogen is 5, number of monovalent atoms plus 3. 5 plus 3 by 2, that is equal to 8 by 2, 4. So the hybridization is 4. In this way, the H is 4, the hybridization is sp3. So it should have a tetrahedral structure. What it forms? 3 bonds. So it should have a tetrahedral structure, but it forms 3 bonds. So it forms 3 bonds means one of the sp3 hybridorbital contain lone pair of electron. So as it contains lone pair of electron and the lone pair bond pair repulsion greater than the bond pair repulsion, in this way it has the regular octahedral cell, the regular tetrahedral geometry is distorted and it becomes pyramidal in shape. So in this way you find out what is the state of hybridization and determine what is the shape of molecules. So for today up to this, next we will discuss some other portion.